Just like music. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get in the building. I am the doctor, aka Coach Ken. We're gonna get it done tonight. We're gonna get it done tonight. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, listen, I want you to do something for me. Tell me where you checking in from. Tell me your name and where you checking in from. Name and where you checking in from. I see a couple people that I know. All right. Hey, Sonya. All right, Nadine in the building. We got is that Tyronda in the building. All right, where y'all from? Where you checking in from? All right, let me put my phone on. So I got a lot of other things going. I got like three things going on tonight. So three, I got four people checking in. All right, got some was that Bonaire, Georgia, Martinsville, Virginia. Yes. What's up, Tamra? We got Cali in the building, Philadelphia in there, Ohio. What's up, Kelly? All right, let's get busy, y'all. So let me make sure I got my group. Let me put my group in the mix. Make sure my group's in the mix. All right, and so I can know who's checking in from my group. All right, boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. All right. All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. You could be anywhere. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the doctor tonight. And tonight we got something good. But if you want to join me at backstage on the show, if you want to join me on the show, what I want to say is I'm putting the link in the comment section. And then the links in the comment section, and all you got to do is hit the link and it will bring you backstage and I will allow you to come in. So whether you're viewing on YouTube, whether you're viewing on Facebook, my regular page or my group page or my business page, I don't know. I'm streaming for like four different sources. So we're gonna have a lot of people on tonight. But if you got a question for the doctor, because tonight's topic is the anatomy of a good relationship. I'm going to talk about some stuff tonight because y'all listen. If you notice that the doctor's everywhere now, I'm everywhere, and you know I say stuff that triggers people. I get it, but the truth is that what I say you can book it. And tonight I'm going to explain a lot of what I say and the reason why I wanted to do this particular thing. Because y'all, everybody wants to blame other people for not having a good relationship. Now I get it. I get it that a lot of times other people are at fault, but not everything. And so y'all, and what the reason I wanted to do this particular one, the anatomy of a good relationship, is because I did a video. I did a video called "The Number One Thing Men Want." All right, and on YouTube and everywhere I put it, all right, women get triggered by this video, like for real. Like, and I said the number one thing that men want is peace. And then they say stuff like, we got to be his own peace. God provides peace and all this. And I said, well, he got to be peaceful first. And never once did I say women didn't want peace. Never once did I say peace wasn't a relationship. It wasn't supposed to be a relationship. I simply said that men want peace, the number one thing. But as opposed to taking in what I said and say, okay, men want peace, cool, analyzing that, then they all, everybody's, not everybody, but like women this, women that. And so I began thinking about something. I realized why we don't have the great relationships that we should. And so I am going to do tonight, I'm going to talk about all of that tonight. And let me make sure. So if anybody has a question, comment, concern, before we get started, let me know. But before I get started, I'm gonna get started in like 2 or 3 minutes. I need to know where you calling in from and your name. because a lot of people don't have their name on there. But I just want to know where you're calling in from, where you're residing tonight, and just so the doctor can hear. And then we're gonna get busy. Then we're gonna get busy. Get busy. All right. I got the comment section. Listen, if you want to join the show, I'm putting the link in the comment section. If you want to come backstage, if you got a question for the doctor, if you got a question, comment, concern, whether you agree with me or not, it does not matter. We just want to have a conversation. All it is, it's about conversation. So that being the case, all right. So we got April from Rockland County, New York City. Killeen, Texas. Phyllis in the building. Nashville, Tennessee. Terry Joe. I got Verna from Charlotte, North Kakalaki. Yes, 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me know where you're calling here from. And if you want to be on, you got a question, comment, concern, let me know. And most definitely, you will get on. I will make that happen because I love talking to you. I love talking to, to just the scroll, but I love talking to you even more so. I got Bangladesh in the building. Yes, yes, yes. That's my guy. It's my YouTube guy, y'all. That's why one of the reasons my YouTube channel is exploding. We started out there. Just FYI, we had 4 months ago. I think I had 86 subscribers on my YouTube channel. All right, and these guys came in and helped me from Bangladesh. Now I got almost 25,000. I have 25,000 subscribers by the end of the week. I'm at 24 and some change. So they do a great job. I appreciate that. All right, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And so let's get busy. I welcome to my show. I am Coach Ken Canion, aka the Doctor. And what I do, I am a relationship coach who help men and women navigate the complexities of modern day relationships so that they can live a life of abundance. And so tonight, I wanted to do the anatomy of a good relationship. Because I don't think most people know what it takes to have a good relationship. Many times they haven't seen it. And many times, not only have they not seen it, they have not experienced it. So they have no basis to know what it is, know what it looks like, know how to get there. And so tonight, I would like to tell you, I have a great relationship. It doesn't mean it's devoid of any conflict. We might have conflict from time, but we have a great relationship because in that relationship, it makes both of us want to become better version of ourselves. All right. The relationship helps us to grow. I've talked to you two things. A relationship has two purposes, either to grow or heal. It helps us to heal areas that we need to heal. It can help us to grow in areas we need to grow in. Everything else falls underneath those two things. All right. I got somebody backstage. Let me see who this is. Bring them on, add them to the stream. Hey, hey, hey. This Coach Ken. Welcome. It says,
Hello, hello. It's an honor to be here. First time.
okay, April, how are you?
Pretty good. Thank you for
Uh,
asking.
glad you're on with the doctor tonight. Glad you're on with Coach Ken. What you have a question, comment, concern?
Oh, I just came from YouTube and it's my first time, so I just wanted to check it out, see what it's about, and the good relationship. I'm definitely interested in that.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
stay tuned. Keep watching, and then after the night, if you find something that is valuable to you, go watch all my videos on YouTube. All right.
Yeah, I watched them. Will
Oh,
I see anything here tonight? I don't really know. So I just wait
oh,
around, and then more people will come,
oh,
and you'll talk
oh,
about the topic.
it's already 122 people on right now, and
Um.
um, and we're gonna talk about what a good relationship looks like. So I'm about to do that right now.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Well,
Is
appreciate you.
Are there gonna be more participators?
I hope so. I hope somebody.
All
People get
right,
scared. People get scared when they. I hope more come.
no problem. Well, I'll take any pointers.
All right. Well, we're gonna give them to you tonight.
All
Okay.
right, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Appreciate y'all.
I appreciate
Uh,
you.
all righty. All right. Anybody want to join again? You want to join the doctor here tonight? But let's get started in the meantime. First off, oh, I got my first sponsor, y'all. The sponsor of this show is Noble Luxury Housing. Now, they do, if you're in the Triad area, they do short term rentals. So if you're coming to the area and you want an Airbnb, if you want to do short term rentals, they do that. Hey, listen, and they've been watching me, and I've stayed in that property, their property before, and they're getting properties everywhere now. But right now in the Triad area, so if you're coming to Greensboro, Winston, High Point, and you need somewhere to stay that is luxury, all right, that's the place for it. All right, sponsored by, let me give you their website. It's Noble, I'm gonna write it in, nobleluxuryhousing.com. My first sponsor. Yeah, I like that. NobleLuxuryHousing.com. I just put it right here in the thing. All right. So let's let's get busy. The anatomy of a great relationship. So I wanted to say this. The first thing I need you to understand is this. There are many of you out there who decided, who you have decided that you want a great relationship, right? And and many of you have come to me and say that and said, I want a great relationship. However, you're still carrying baggage from the old relationship. You're still getting triggered by things that people say without actually looking at the relationship. So what happens to people is they get in a let me tell you what happens. They get in a conversation with somebody. Maybe they meet them somewhere. Maybe they meet them online. And soon as the guy says something that you relate back, you look through the lens, and then you quote unquote use that term red flags. And so this term is overused, red flags. And to me, what has happened is people have used this term and they have actually kept people out of good relationships. And so now I'm on this kick where I'm saying, stop looking at the red flags because you're being programmed or being conditioned to look for something negative. Because you're looking at the current relationship through the lens of your old relationships. So, what I'm telling people is let's look for green flags. Let's look for, I mean, green, not red flags, red flags or red lights. But I'm like, let's look for green lights. Let's look for green flags. Green flags are meaning let's go. All right, I want to continue with it. And so what happens is we're always looking for a reason to say no. Anybody who comes to me for coaching, right? I always say to them, they come to me, they have a discovery session, and they're always looking for a reason to say no. And when I see that, I instantly say, I can't work with you. Because what you're going to do is you're going to self sabotage that which you desire because of this desire to find something wrong, to find something that is not congruent with you, to find something that is screwed up, messed up, fucked up. You always looking for something like that. And then you say, I found it. I found it. He texts too much. He doesn't talk enough. And then listen, y'all, you can make any narrative fit. You can make any behavior fit a particular narrative if you choose to. And so, what tonight is, I'm going to break down what a great relationship looks like. Because if you don't know what something looks like, you won't know it when you see it, right? You won't know it when you see it. And so I want y'all to take notes. Anybody that's listening to me tonight, I want you to take notes because y'all know I have two goals. One, put relationships together. Two, to keep relationships together. And some people are getting triggered, and the thing is with me is I'm on all the platforms now. All my platforms are growing. But I'm a big boy. I can handle all of this naysaying talk because I realize that a lot of people have so much trauma and they have so much, they need healing. They have so many things and they don't even recognize it. They don't even recognize. So when they say shit to me that's off the wall, when they say stuff like, ah, oh, this is bullshit, you know what I say? I know where it's coming from, so I never attack back. What I do is I might enlighten them. That might seem a little bit sarcastic. That might seem a little bit sarcastic. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to attack people because I don't know what they've been through. I don't know that they're looking at what I say through the lens of some traumatic situation. So what I simply do is I simply am compassionate to what they say and understand that they want healing. They want to grow. They want to be a better version of themselves. And it's my job not to be any other relationship coach, but it's my job to be Coach Ken Canion, who has helped people heal, help people find relationships, help people become better versions of themselves. And that's what I'm here to do tonight. Okay. So the first thing, so the anatomy of a good relationship. So I wanted to do this because a lot of you think you get so caught up in your emotions. You think, okay, I got a good relationship because he makes me feel good. I got a good relationship because she makes me feel good. I got a relationship because we have fun together. And I say that is not the defining thing of a great relationship. I always say the defining thing of a great relationship is how do you navigate conflict? How do you navigate when you don't agree? How do you process when the person says something to you that you don't like? How do you handle out of that? That will let me know the condition, the health of your relationship. Because if you never, I always ask a couple that I coach couples. I always ask them, what was the last argument you had? Well, how did you get through that? What happened? And so when I'm discussing the anatomy of a good relationship, the first thing I have to start with is this. I have to start with number one, what is needed when you look at your body? Your body, you've got a head, you've got a heart, you've got extremities, you've got lungs, you got all of these things that work synergistically to keep you alive, to keep you doing everything that you need to do as a human being, to have a functional body, a functional brain, a functional heart, and all of these work seamlessly together. That's how relationships work. They work seamlessly together. Doesn't mean something that never go wrong with your heart. Doesn't mean something won't ever go wrong with your lungs. Doesn't mean you won't have high blood pressure. Doesn't mean you won't have problems in a relationship. Doesn't mean you can't communicate from time to time. It doesn't mean that they're gonna piss you off. Doesn't mean that y'all won't be able to communicate or y'all won't be, or your sex life will be off. Doesn't mean that. It simply means that the core value, the core of who you are in the relationship, the core of who you are in a relationship, I'm going to tell you how those things work together. So I'm going to give you these things tonight, all right, and how they work together in helping your anatomy of your relationship thrive, all right? So the first thing is your brain. Now, what would be equal to your brain? The brain is all about, the brain is only 3 pounds. But that 3 pounds controls everything. It controls your central nervous system. It controls your musculoskeletal system. It controls everything about you. So you don't even have to think about your heart beating. You don't even have to think about your blood flowing. The brain is so powerful. Did you know that the brain burns more calories than any other organ in your body because the brain controls it. Now, what would be the brain of a relationship? Ooh, Then let me explain it. The brain of the relationship would be the core values that you share together. See, for without the core values, the relationship cannot last. Now, people try to make them last, and I'm going to share with you what that is in a second. And I had to think about it. What would be the brain of my relationship? What makes everything else work? It's me and my wife, our core values are congruent. Now, people say, now when I coach people, couples, I said, what are your core values? I said, write down your top 10 core values, and I would tell the lady to do it and the man to do it. And do you know, most of the time, they don't even know what I mean by core values. And then when they start writing things down, I'm like, this is not necessarily a core value. And what I tell people is, if you haven't discussed your core values are the things or your deep-seated beliefs about the relationship and everything encompassed in it. A core values in my wife and I new book, our book we did last year, right? The book is called The Canion Culture, Creating Relationships That Last. The reason in this book, the first thing we did was I told my wife, I said, honey, the reason we've created a culture in our relationship is because our core values are congruent. And so we sat down and we wrote out 7 core values that we shared together. Now I have core values on my own. She has some, but I said, what are our shared core values? Let me share what they are, some of them, real quickly. And most couples have never gone this route to try to figure it out. But this is the brain of your relationship. You ever wonder why people say we just grew apart? You ever heard that? We just grew. What they're really saying is our core values became incongruent. We never evolved together. And so my wife and I, we said, what are our core values? One of our core values is we resolve conflict quickly. We ain't going for 2 and 3 weeks not speaking. We're not going for 2 or 3 days. We're not doing that shit. She ain't sleeping in the other room. I mean, that's a core value. That's something we believe together. Another thing, I'm going to just give you a couple of them. Another things are our dreams are inclusive. That's a core value. I include my wife on my dreams. She include me in her dreams. That's a core value. I mean, we're not doing solo shit like that. And so when we established what those values were, what we did, we put them up on our walls. And then we said, our relationship is based on this, is based on these core values. How many times do you sit down with somebody you're in a relationship and you decide what are our core values, what are the things, our deep-seated beliefs as it pertains to us and the relationship, that we say this is who we are, this is why we are, this is what we do, and this is why we do it. Whoo, that's got to be the brain of the relationship. And if you ain't never did it, never discussed it, never talked about it, then you wonder why your brain is underdeveloped, why the relationship ain't working. Because a lot of times people are getting together who don't share the same core values, and what happens is it doesn't work. It works for a while because you know why? Because you went on your emotions. And when you went on your emotions, they made your liver quiver for a while. All right, they spanked you on the ass for a while, and everything was good. And then all of a sudden, time passed. And then you got out of the honeymoon stage. So there are actually 5 stages of love. And I'm not going over to, but 3 main stages of love. And the one main stage of love, one of them is the honeymoon stage. And that's the stage you go through where he can do no wrong or she can do no wrong. And then you don't see all of the things that you don't really like, because you know what? You look past that. Until you jump past the honeymoon stage when the hormones are different. And I don't have time. That's another one. I'm gonna do that another time. All right, but your core values. That's the anatomy. That's the first part of the anatomy of a great relationship. The second part, so let's go on down, is your mouth, and that is your tongue, is the way you communicate, right? Now, listen to me carefully. This is the one where people get it twisted. Most people who are looking at me tonight, I would venture to say that you are a poor communicator. And you'll probably say, Coach, no, I'm not. I'm a great communicator. I would venture to say you're a poor communicator. And every time I get couples in front of me or singles, when I do the litmus test of communication, then they say, oh shit, I'm not as great a communicator as I thought. Let me ask you one question. All right, here we go, here we go. Any of you, how many of you, this is rhetorical because I know I can't see you, because if you jump on the call, we can talk about it. How many of you have wanted to say something to your partner, but you withheld it because you weren't sure what they were going to say? Or you weren't sure that they weren't going to get mad, they weren't going to accept it, they weren't going to do whatever, and you held it in. I imagine that's 90% of you. All right? Then you're a poor communicator. Because listen, because lack of communication always leads to miscommunication. I'll say it again. Lack of communication always leads to miscommunication, because what you're doing is when you suppress your communication, if there is something that you want to say, if there is something that you want to convey, communicate, and then you don't say it, what you've done is you disconnected from the communication process. As soon as you disconnect from the communication process, the communication is flawed. All right. And now the communication, you're leaving it up to the other person to determine what you're meaning or what you're thinking. And then what happens when they don't figure it out? What do? You punish them emotionally because they didn't know what you were thinking. Y'all, and the truth is, 90% of us are poor communicators. I could give you two more, but that one litmus test right there, most of you don't do that. Most of you withhold information. So that tells me that you're not a good communicator. And y'all, and so what happens is, if your tone, if you ask 100 people what's the most important thing in relationship, they're gonna say two things: trust, communication. I mean, they'll say other things, but I've always heard those two at the top. But when I hear communication, I always ask the question, are you a good communicator? They say yes, but when I go through the test and break down communication, then I find out that they're not a good communicator. Most of us have never been equipped. We've never been taught how to communicate. And so what it is, and I'll give you a prime example. So I so a lot of men, I did a video about this. A lot of men have been conditioned not to communicate. Because when we were young, you know, what did they tell us? Suck it up, keep it in. They said, don't show your emotions. They said, and what happens is now you have a nation of men who don't express their emotions, because they, you know, because if you say your feelings, if you say how you're feeling, oh, you a little bitch, oh, don't be a little punk, don't do this and don't do that. And so now we carry that with us till we're 40, 50-year-old men, and now we suppress how we feel until it comes out. It manifests itself into anger, explosion, it meant alcoholism, drugism. And so now you don't understand. I did a video today. Every seed planted grows into something. When they planted the seed of suppressing our emotions as a young boy, all right, the seed that grows into is a man who's ill-equipped to communicate to a partner about his emotions, because he's afraid that he will be perceived as weak, perceived as not masculine, and all these things. And so there be it unto us. Not, we don't want to be perceived that way from the women we love. So I just say, and when my wife asked me what was wrong, now I try not to do this. What's wrong? I'm like, nothing. And I know I'm being chewed up inside about whatever it is. And so now when she asks me, I say, I'm going to tell you if you give me a minute to process this. Give me a minute to process, I'm going to tell you. And when I tell her how I feel, it might not even be pertaining to her. It might be something I'm going on in business, something I've got going on with whatever, my family, whatever, my father, mother, whatever it was. But when I tell her, I feel so relieved, so unburdened. But it wasn't. It was me getting over the hump. It was me getting over the hurdle or the challenge of all of the stigma that's associated with sharing my emotions. And so what has happened is, and now we then you have women who has a man who doesn't communicate, and then you get mad, and so you tell him everything that he's not. Listen to me carefully. You tell him not everything that he is. You tell him everything that he's not. You're not a great communicator. You don't do this. You don't do that. And then that man internalizes what he's not. Y'all, and then he grows to resent you for saying that. Now you'll never say it, but it's growing. That seed of resentment is growing. Y'all be careful what you tell. Men, you do the same shit too. Be careful. Stop telling people what they're not. If they're not a great dishwasher, but he's a great trash remover, then say you're a great trash remover and we're gonna work on the dishwashing. See, but I'm not going to say you're a terrible ass dishwasher without showing appreciation for something else. I'm not, y'all. We are off balance. And that's the problem. And so you talk about the anatomy of a relationship. The mouth, the tongue is communication. The brain is your core values. And so now we're moving down the anatomy. The anatomy of the relationship is your heart. Your heart is the trust that you, because the heart is where the heart center is where the trust happens. Do I trust the person? Now listen to me carefully. I'm not talking about somebody who has given you reason not to trust them. I'm talking about you bringing mistrust to the party. You have trauma, you have pain, and it's associated around mistrust. But instead of not bringing it, being healed from it, what you do is you bring the mistrust to the relationship because you've never been healed from it. And so now think about this, y'all. If I keep interjecting, putting something into my heart, a drug that causes me to have a heart attack. But I introduced the drug to my heart. It wasn't there at the beginning, right? I introduced it to my heart, right? And so now you introducing these things that you come with, the trauma, everything. Now listen, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that you're not going to have trauma when you come to a relationship. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. But I am saying if you do have mistrust issues, I want you to identify I have trust issues from the beginning or from the in the relationship with the communication with the tongue because I've been through these things and I'm working through healing. I'm working through healing these trust issues that I have. And I just want to let you know that I want you to work with me. Remember what I said, the purpose of a relationship is to grow and to heal. You can heal in the relationship. See, but you have to be already on the healing journey or desire to be on the healing journey. A lot of people don't want to heal. They don't want to heal. So what they do is it's easy to blame everybody else. They don't want to heal. So all I want to do is check your phone. I don't want to heal. So what I'm gonna do is everywhere you go, I'm gonna check your DMs. I'm gonna do this. And because this trust, now what you're doing is you're creating a culture of mistrust. Now, when the culture of mistrust comes in, first there was an element of mistrust. I brought it into the relationship. Now, okay, it's just like, now I've taken that and I've created a culture of mistrust. When you create a culture of mistrust, that relationship will not work. It will not. Because here's the thing. You might stay together, but it will not work in the sense of, you know what? It will cease to do what it was designed to do. Help you to grow because you're not growing, help you to heal because you're not healing. And y'all, and so what I say to people is look in the mirror, face who you are, face what you are, face why you are. And when you start that process, because listen, y'all, we all come to the table with some baggage. I simply tell people, I simply, as a coach, expose the baggage and I ask the other person, can you carry these bags? My wife came to the table with bags. I came to the table with bags. But the question was, I decided I could carry her bags. But you have to decide that. But you also got to understand the baggage that you bring to the table. You can't disregard your bags while identifying the other person's bags. You can't. And so when you look at the anatomy of a great relationship, the foundation, one of the primal foundations of the relationship is trust. But trust, y'all, is one of those things. Listen to me carefully. Trust is one of those things when you give it first. Notice what I just said. A lot of people don't want to give trust first. I always say, think about this because I used to do corporate trainings and I used to tell people, I would say, okay, you're a manager, right? If you want them to trust you, you want them to follow you, here's what you do: trust them first. Trust them to do something. Trust to give them an assignment, and don't tell them how you want it done. Tell them you want the outcome. Here's the outcome that I want. Okay? Trust that they will do it, because then whenever you trust first, then the other person reciprocates that. Now listen, y'all, not in all cases, but many cases, trust is the one thing that if you give it first, that if you give it first, right, that the other person will reciprocate it unless you do something to alter that trust. Okay. But that's the thing that I'm saying. Now, and the last thing I'm going to go over, and this is big, the anatomy of of a good relationship. Now, this right here is the circulatory system. It's your blood flow. I call this the blood flow. It is the, listen to me carefully. Those of you taking notes, take notes on this. It is, are you honoring the signed agreement? Ah, boy, I'm on fire. Okay. There was a book that I read. I've read it 3 times. The book is profound. It is called His Needs, Her Needs. Okay. And before I read that book, I didn't realize that when you get married or when you get in a committed relationship, what you are saying is you have an agreement. Now, the agreement may be invisible, but you're signing out an agreement, especially when you get married, that I am going to meet your basic emotional needs. Now, get this. Okay, get this. Now, when your needs, your okay, so in this book, he wrote about 10 basic needs that human beings have in relationships. It's powerful. He was talking about in marriage. He was like, one of them is affection, one of them is financial support, one of them is sex, one of them is domestic care, and he went over 10. One of them is recreational partnership when we do things together. And so here's what I do with my couples. I always say, okay, here are the 10 basic needs. Now I want you to list your top 10, okay? In order, one being your number one need. It might be for a person, sex is my number one need. Or it might be affection, or it might be conversation, or it might be domestic support, it might be financial support, whatever it is. I want you to list them 1 to 10. Now, get this. The reason why I say this is your blood flow, because what you're doing when you get in a relationship, unbeknownst to you, is that if you don't know the person's top 5, I always say three, their top 3 emotional needs. If you are not meeting those needs, the relationship won't last. Now, get this. I'm trying to tell you, let's say, so I had a couple recently, And the guy said, my number two need is sexual fulfillment. Well, on her list, it was number 9. Now, wait a minute. Now, watch this, y'all. It was on her list. So, because it was low on her list, she was not interested in meeting his second need. Now, what happens? When his need went unmet, he began resenting her for not living up to her agreement. Woo! Woo! And so what happens is it led to him going somewhere else. Now, I'm not justifying the shit he did because, hey, it's wrong. But I told them, they came to me afterwards. And this is why I'm so good with couples. I help them identify what the needs are. I had a female, and her top 3 needs. Number 3 on her list was financial support. But her husband, he wasn't, he kept messing up the money. He never worked. And she just got, I mean, and he would work on and off, and she got so angry. She left him. Why? Because he didn't live up to his contract, his individual contract. Y'all, the anatomy of a relationship, the blood flow of the relationship is you need to know what your partner's top 3 emotional needs are. And you either decide to, I'm going to help meet those needs as long as I'm in this relationship with you. I know what my wife's top 3 emotional needs are, and I am committed. I am committed. I've signed an invisible contract that I am going to meet those needs. She signed an invisible contract to meet my needs. My needs. And so, and it doesn't mean that all of the time it's going to be always good, but I'm committed to doing that. And if you ain't committed, and a lot of you, I'm saying stuff that you ain't never heard. I know. I'm saying stuff that you ain't never thought about. I know. I'm saying stuff that you never considered. I know. That is the reason why you following me. Damn it, because I know what I'm talking about. But the one thing you gotta have is the willingness to do it. You gotta have your willingness. You gotta have a willingness to say, all right, I'm willing to be better. I'm willing to become a better version of myself. I am willing to. Somebody asked me, "Are you referring to a marriage?" I'm referring to a marriage and a committed relationship that is leading to marriage. That's what I'm referring to. All right. If you just met the person, hell no. I mean, you got to get to know them first. You got to get to know that person before you do all that. But what I just said was the anatomy of a good relationship. Because if you've been with a person several years, then this is going to apply. All right. And so that's what it is. All right. If anybody, listen, anybody want to join me? You got questions? You want to dispute me? I don't care. I mean, either way, let's have a conversation. Hold on. Let me put you. I'm gonna put it in the. I'm gonna put it in the. I'm gonna put the link right here. If you want to join me, I just put the link right there. Listen, come backstage and let's have a conversation, y'all. You want to come backstage? Let's have a conversation. Listen, I want to talk to y'all. Let's talk about it. What do you think? What I'm saying, whether you agree with me or not, what do you think? The anatomy of a good relationship. And so, if anybody wants to join the doctor backstage, I do appreciate that because I'm always a good conversationist. But I will say this while you're checking in, if anybody wants, I got 2 couple things I want to show y'all. Number 1, my wife and I wrote this book because we've been married 21 years. We had a rocky road, and 14 years ago, we were headed for divorce court. We put it back together and we created in my videos, y'all, I put up a video on YouTube, how $7 saved my marriage. And I want you to take a look at that video. And this book was spawned out of that. See, my best friend, my side chick, and my wife at the same time, and my girlfriend, all of that in one woman. All right. You can pick this book up at CoachKen.com. Oh, you read it. You reading it now. Oh, okay, great. Thank you so much. Oh, hey. Hit the link and come on and let's talk to the people about the book. All right. Also, y'all, a lot of you have ordered our game. All right. Our game is the Moment of Truth game. And I created the game because I wanted people to get to know each other. A lot of people don't know each other. So we created the game where we could ask serious questions in a fun way. So we created the original version here. We've sold thousands of them. I just reordered because I've been sending out orders every day. And then we created the sex version for all y'all nasty people out there because we having sex, y'all grown, but it's all about sex. And you can order these and you're going to have fun. You can play it with your girlfriends, with your partners. You can play them with couples, or you can play them with somebody that you're interested in if you want to really find out who they are. Yes, y'all. All right, look. That's my time. If nobody's gonna join me back there, but I want y'all to think about what I've said tonight, and I'll be completely honest with you. A lot of people don't want to be better. They don't want to get better. They want to what they want to. They simply. Oh, did you hold on? I put the link in there. Do you see it? Hold on. I just put it in there. All right, I just put in the comment section. I'm working through StreamYard, so says to me, I just put it in there. Can you see it? Is that Naza? I hope you can see it. Let me see. Are you on my page? Oh, you can't see it. Let me see if I can put it on my. Are you on my in my group or my Ken Canyon page? Or my which page are you on? And I can drop it in the link over there. You just tell me which one are you on my Ken Canyon? On my regular page? Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna. All right, let me see if I can put it on for you because I love for the people to hear about it. All right, so let's see here. All right, all right. Let me see here. So let's do this. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, let me. I'm putting it on my Ken Canyon page. Oh, there you are. There you are right here. I see you. I'm putting it on that page right now. Boom. There it is. There's a link. So you got me. You got me. You can come backstage. I got you. I just put it on that page. And so I'd love for you to join me. Anybody else before we go? Oh, y'all, if you're coming to the Triad area, my new sponsor, Noble Luxury Housing, I put the link there. The title of the book is The Canyon Culture Creating Relationships That Last. Um, and the name of the card game is called The Moment of Truth Relationship Card Game. And the Moment of Truth uh, relationship card game, the sex version. All right. Okay. You gonna come on backstage? All right. He remind me of Corey Hazel. Who is Corey? I hope he a good dude. All right, y'all. All right. Are you coming back, Naza? Join me here. And so, all right, there she is right there. There she go right there. Hold on. All right. Boom. What's
Ooh,
good? Oh, you
okay.
got. Oh, you look straight. You straight. You straight.
So I'm reading your book now, and what
Okay.
I thought was interesting about what you said had to do with male suppression
Okay.
or female suppression, and how when you suppress things, it comes out. I thought that was an interesting note. Say you're depressed, it might come out as anger, yelling.
Sure.
And if someone does not, I guess, meet the commitments that they signed up for, that can cause depression. And I think it causes depression for both partners in the relationship. I just thought of that.
I agree with you. So I agree with you. Thank you so much. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Hey, that's where I'm from.
Georgia, not Atlanta proper, but you know everybody in Georgia says they're from Atlanta when they really from somewhere.
I'm from Atlanta, but I don't live there. I grew up in Southwest Atlanta, Thurl High School.
I grew
So
up in Mount Vernon, New York, but my daddy was born in Conyers.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do an event down there soon. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I think your parents were the ones that were married a long time.
Yes, my parents have been married for 42 years, and
Wow.
it's been up and down, but it's been like solid. And I
But they
guess
solid though. Hey, look, you ever notice how when you go to the hospital and somebody's on life support and you see the beep, and the beep lets you know that's life. And what does the beep do? It goes up and down, up and down. But that's how you know you're living. So that's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, thank you for joining me.
yeah,
Okay.
thanks for sharing your wisdom. It's good to
Thank
hear
you so much.
perspective, especially as a single woman. So I love that. I value it.
Okay. Appreciate you.
All
All
right,
right, take care. Pronounce your name.
Naza.
Naza. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for
you're
joining
welcome.
me. All right,
Bye.
you have a good evening, okay? All right. All right, y'all. Anybody else want to join the doctor? Before I get out of here, I'm getting out of here in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. Listen, if you want to order our game, all you got to do, I'm putting my website, go to Coach Game or book, Coach Ken Canion.com. Click on shop. There it is. There. Click on shop or store, whatever it say. Y'all know shop or store. I don't know. One of the two. And you can see all my books. I've written 8 books. You can see my affirmation cards. Um, you can see my other cards. I got affirmation cards. I got card game. I got books. I've got everything, y'all. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm gonna leave you with this, y'all. Um, I decided to do this not because I wanted followers, because I already like myself. I already love myself. I didn't need new followers. I didn't need people to validate me. And you got to get to a place where it doesn't matter what people say. You know that you're called to a higher purpose. Every one of you, you're called to a higher purpose. Don't let people distract you, discourage you from living out this higher purpose. All right? You think about it, y'all. A giraffe, do you know this? A giraffe is not concerned what a turtle sees, okay? Because they're looking at the world from different vantage points. Did you know that if a giraffe were to bend down to a turtle's level, that the giraffe could break his neck and kill him? So what he's not concerned about what the turtle does. He's looking at the world from a different vantage point. You got to look at the world from a different vantage point. I don't care what people say about me. Oh, he trying to be like Kevin Samuels. No, the hell I'm not. I don't want to be like fucking Kevin Samuels. God rest his soul. I'm not trying to be like Tony Gaskins or all these other niggas out here. I'm just sorry for my language, but I'm trying to be me. Whether you like me or not, if you don't like what I do, you don't have to watch me. You don't. All right? But if you like what I do, because I'm all about people. I'm not politically correct. No, I'm not. I say things sometimes that people cringe at. But at the end of the day, those I have coached know this. Know that I love people. They know that I will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that you get what you need. I'm not about money. I'm about people. At the end of the day, that is what it's all about. So if either one of you feel like, look, I'm in a spot and I need some help, coach, I would suggest you book a discovery session. Let's for 90 minutes, you got my full ear, my time. And what I'll say to you is this. Um, at the end of the day, if you want that, do that. Other than that, y'all, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. That's my time. I'm Coach Ken, aka the Doctor. Y'all want to know why I call myself the Doctor? Because I don't have a PhD, nor do I have nor am I an MD. But people come to me when they're in pain, and I help get them out of pain. That's why I call myself the Doctor. All right, that's my time, y'all. Peace. I'm out.